All right, we are live. What is up, folks at home? Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Live. Here with my man Jonathan, and we got Chris Groh on the other end. We're just kind of getting things together. We're going to do a giveaway tonight, and I'll kind of talk about that here in about 5 or 10 minutes once some more people get in here and discuss the details. So what's up, Chris, man? How you doing, dude?
Good. Glad to finally make this happen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So what do you do when you're not fishing? Do you have a regular job or?
For a while there, when the road is going, hard, I put my job kind of on hold. But yes, I own like a little tile company. I've been doing like marble, granite bathrooms, backsplashes, all that type of stuff for 15 something years. So getting side work and getting stuff when I'm in between is not really a problem. But lately, as of, fishing's kind of just winding down. But I do have a couple more opens, trying to fish everything under the sun at home, have some fun, see the chain rats. But got a little chaos. My mom's selling her, my childhood home and stuff. So I got a couple of weeks or I'm going to have so much work. I don't know what to tell you, but it's working for her. So.
So what's up with all the building supply costs, man? That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, that is insane. Because I was, out of it a bit, but a lot of my friends are in construction. So I heard about then, but just before, like kind of the New York swing, I was like working on my deck because I'm trying to sell my place and just, doing some upkeep. I went and bought some deck boards and I almost fell over what they womanized. I'm like, is this happening right now? So, yeah.
Yeah, I had looked at I had an old picture on my phone. I say old picture, it was like from 19. And it was a 2x4. I was at Menards one day, needed the numbers off of it, so I just snapped a picture of it. Forgot about it. We were going through pictures one night, and I'm like,
2x4.
I need to check. Do what?
$191 or something.
It was $198. You're exactly right. Yeah. And I went to Menards like 2 weeks later, and I was like, I got to check this out. And I walked back there, and at that time it was like $9 something. I've heard they've been up to $12 for a 2x4 stud.
Yeah.
This is not the time to build a house.
No. I'm trying to build a shop for my boat and everything, and
good luck.
I put it on hold. Let me tell you, it's not.
We're trying to build a house too, man. We got the road laid down. It's like a road to nowhere. It just goes through a field and it's just sitting there idle. But it's just we got an estimate back from the builder, and no bueno, man. It was scary. It was scary. Like no, so we chopped some square footage off of it, and we're waiting on the return estimate to see what it's going to come up to. But man, it's depressing right now. Hopefully all this will change eventually.
No, I hear you. I hope, but that's a smart move on your part. That sucks. So I can't believe it. And it's weird. If I do start taking some bigger jobs, I really got to go back in Menards and find out what material costs are, just to be able to price it differently now on my end. So
there's no doing it off the cuff anymore. So
no, it's a new game. So
yeah. So you live in Spring Grove, Illinois?
Yes, sir. Yep. Right on the border, Wisconsin.
Okay. So is that your hometown? Have you lived there all your life, or what's your story on that?
Basically Antioch, Illinois, which is 2 miles down the street. I just ended up getting a deal on this place 10 years ago. So, but basically Antioch is where I grew up, the town over, but everything around here is surrounded by water basically, or you're butted up to water, the Fox chain per se, Channel Lakes, chain rats, all that whole thing. But that's all the little towns, McHenry, Spring Grove, Antioch, Lakeville, all those areas kind of bump up to the chain. So, okay.
Cool. Let me check some of these comments here before we get going too much further. Bill Heller says, hey, great finish, Groh.
Oh, thanks, Bill. Billy, good old rat. He's out there quite a bit. He's everywhere. That guy, I don't even know if he works. He fishes a lot.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think it's on fire. He's always got his kids with him too.
That's nice. We got Tom's in here, Mario's in here, Phil is in here. Phil, I just got your text about your graphs, man. I'll get back with you on that. It sounds like an okay deal. I would say you don't really have much of a choice but to take that deal and run with it. We got Doug from Auto Trieve, Working Class Fishing Podcast. What's up, man? What's up? John. Darius is in here fishing with Dino. Cody, appreciate the love you're showing, man. Cody's been sharing the posts, and he's really digging the channel. He's got, you know, nothing but good stuff to say about it. So I really appreciate that. Jeremiah's on here, Fishing Junkie's on here, Gary's on here, Living Missouri's Outdoors is on here. He said, here's something that pertains to you, Chris. He says, had a great time with you at Pickwick, Chris. Congratulations on the great finish.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, it was a tough one though there at Pickwick. I'll tell you that right now, but it is what it is. That one's way in the past.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, and we got 24 people on here. Before more people get on here, we're going to be doing a giveaway tonight. Okay. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks, and I got some product from Cumberland Pro. I got some product from Hawgz. I was waiting on the product from Bag 5 Baits, but it's supposed to be on the way. So next week we'll include some of his stuff in the giveaway. But here's how the giveaway is going to go down.
I'll throw some Berkeley stuff in there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet, man.
Awesome.
Ante up.
Yeah, I'll throw some Max Scent stuff that way. Everything Max Scent's good. I don't care what it is. It's just that stuff is just amazing. So yeah, no, I'll send over some stuff. Just get me the address when I'm done.
Okay, excellent, man. Yeah, I want to talk about Max Scent later on tonight. But the way the giveaway is going to go is sometime in the stream, not right now. I'm going to reference Sasquatch. I don't know how it's going to come out. I don't know when it's going to come out, but it's just going to kind of flow into the stream. So when you hear something pertaining to Sasquatch, you have to guess a number between 1 and 200. And me and Chris have already discussed the number. He picked the number. He's got it written down. I've got it written down on my side. So when you hear something pertaining to Sasquatch, that is when you get that number. You guess your number, get it in here, and we'll kind of just monitor the comments. And first person that guesses it will get a prize package. Got a little bit of stuff set up. You're going to get like some Hawgz. It's going to be just kind of a sample pack from Hawgz, some of their plastics. And then I got a couple of Cumberland Pro jigs. I got a swim jig and then a Procaster jig set aside. So it'll be a nice little package. And then we got the Berkeley stuff too. So it's going to be a really nice little package.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and guys, if you got any questions for Chris, feel free to leave them on here at any time, and we'll discuss whatever, because this is just an open forum. It's just three dudes talking fishing. So you mentioned the chain rats a while ago, man. How did that get started?
Oh man, it's an old one, man. It started back in like the late 80s, 90s. I don't know if you know much about this area. It's very affluent, lot of tournaments, okay? But it was just really weird though. For like that 90s time period, they had a lot of tournaments here. And here's what's crazy is, like, now it's all team tournaments, right? You know, you're getting a lot of boats. These were all pro-am, and they would have like 100+ boats. So it was cool to go around that and be able to fish that. But that's kind of where it started. There were a bunch of dudes that were just studs, and basically they had a travel division, so they were able to fish like the chain a couple times, go to Winneconne a couple times, one other place. Where the heck would they go? They'd go to Lake Geneva. So they'd have this multi-division. So these guys would come and be like, so people were forced from these other divisions to come and fish the chain because they had to qualify for the championship. They'd give away a boat and stuff. It was a big deal. So they'd always give shit to everyone. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's, we got to go back and fish against the chain rats. So that's how that started back in the day. I worked in a local tackle store, so I got to see all these old timers that were just hammers, you know, and looked up to them, of course. And then just weird how fishing, and you know how we're getting old fast. I mean, especially me. But like time went by and it kind of faded, but it didn't fade because there's was a handful of hammers here that were the same. And then we kind of brought it back. And then my success, I kind of grabbed it and ran with it because I wouldn't be in my shoes. I wouldn't have had the drive or went and did what I did with, you know, sure, my family and friends and all that, but the rats, like these guys I see every Wednesday on a, you know, beer league, you know, and just good blue collar dudes that love to bass, and, you know, they're proper as can be. And I mean, it's just funny. I'm home and I hear all this drama. Like, my partner just left a little bit ago, and it just fucking, it don't change. It doesn't change, but this, you know, it's just crazy. Like, I come home and I'm right back involved with these dudes. You have no idea where he's catching them. It's unbelievable. You ain't going to believe it, Groh. Like, and then they tell me and I don't believe it. I'm like, holy shit, I've been gone a while, you know? So
It sounds like a bass club / brotherhood.
Community of us, like guys like us. They are, and dude, they exploited it. Their chain ride is everywhere. Like, I mean, every boat, it's turned into a big hashtag, and it's worked out awesome. And like, you know, it's a cool environment. Like, you come up and fish a tournament, everyone's friendly afterwards. They like to drink a lot, you know. So it's
sounds like our Wednesday nighters.
Yeah.
But then it flows. It's crazy here, guys. You have no clue. There is literally 2 Wednesday night divisions on an 16,000 acre body of water, including the rivers and stuff, but you can't lock through in that amount of time. But there's 2 of them. One pulls like 35 to 40 boats, the other one pulls like 15 to 20. Like, imagine if they merged, we'd have mega tournaments on Wednesday nights, you know? So, and then it trickles right into, you know, tournaments on Saturday, tournaments on Sunday. So it's going.
Yeah, so you've been fishing those Sunday tournaments. I know I saw a post on social media today, I think it was. So where was that one at? Is that the same kind of deal?
Yeah, but they go out of the north end. They go out of the northern lakes up at Musky Tails. But that, I don't know, man. I missed the boys, and my brother-in-law, you know, I called him. I'm like, let's do this. And, you know, he turned into a total hammer, you know. He married my sister, and next thing you know, he put down the golf clubs and he loves Jack and Bass. So that's fun always to get him on the water. So
yeah, that's cool. We fish I fish a Wednesday nighter over here, and it's a 10 horsepower limit lake. 1,800 acres. It's small, but it's taken me, I'll be honest, I'm from Missouri, and it's in Illinois, and the Illinois dudes are kind of a tight knit group, you know.
Yeah.
And we're some Missouri boys coming over there, a little bit of outsiders. It's taken a couple years to kind of warm up. But now, after I just keep showing up, we just keep showing up, or slowly starting to, you know, kind of integrate into the population. But man, it's fun, dude. I love it. It's a low entry fee. It's like $30, you know. So if you suck it up, it's no big deal. You know, you just shake it off and go back next week and see what happens. But I love that stuff, man.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We already know tournament fishing. Yes, we all love competition and whatever level it be, but I mean, a lot of it, you know, still camaraderie, even the level I'm at. I mean, I've got met some of my best friends, you know, this last 4 years, you know, so, but yeah, no, that's fishing, man. I love it. Hunting too. I mean, this is, I could not have the outdoors. I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah, man. I love that area. I went to Mille Lacs for the first time this year, and it was unbelievable. We don't catch a whole lot of smallies around here, and we don't catch nothing like what Mille Lacs has to offer. So I can't wait to.
Where'd you go? When did you go?
We went, geez, it seems like forever.
Was it a month ago?
It was like late May, early June, I think. Yeah, I got a buddy who's a guide up there.
Were they spawning or done?
Yeah, they were spawning.
Nice.
Spawning. There was a little bit of pre-spawn, a lot of spawn, a little bit of post-spawn. But we had kind of
big
a lot. Do I
catch any big ones?
I caught a 512. That was my PB. Yeah. My old PB was 4.8 from Kentucky Lake, so I blew that one out of the water.
He crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I caught several over 5. You know, 5.2, 5.1, 4.15, all around 5. Yeah, you get used to seeing those 4-pounders. You know, it's crazy.
I love it. I love it. You're getting spoiled already quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Ron had to get on me, man. The guy I was with, he's a guide up there. I'd pull like a 4-pounder up, and I'm like, you know, it's just, yeah. He's like, dude, that's a nice fish. You get spoiled, man. I know.
Hey, you're turning into a smallmouth snob now. There you go.
Yeah, Ned rig, man. It was all about the Ned rig.
Oh, Mr. Nedley.
Yeah. I tried, man. I tried everything else. Well, I didn't try everything else. I threw a jig a lot, and I threw shaky head, and Ron's up there just jacking him on the Ned rig, and he's like, you know, anytime you want a Ned rig, you just let me know. He finally wore me down, man. You know, and a drop shot and a jerk bait. That was like the three key baits. I threw the crap out of a jerk bait. You know, I caught a lot of really nice walleyes, and that 512 I caught was on a jerk bait, but it was fun, man. You got some good water up there.
Yeah, we get to stop on the way up too. Where'd you fish out on the way up?
I fished in Minneapolis, St. Paul with my buddy Rich from Hellabass, and we went to just some little small lake that was kind of in the middle of the subdivision. It was like a 500-acre lake, and it had some really good largemouth in it. It was ridiculous.
Nice.
Because we were coming from down here, like it was kind of post spawny. The fish were a little bit funky, and it was tough, man. And I went up there when I got up there in Minnesota. It was nice. It was really easy. I needed a change. And
the weather was a little bit better up there.
Oh,
too.
the weather was a lot better. Definitely.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be 93, 95 later this week here.
Oh, it is unbelievable. Tomorrow it's worse.
Is it hot up there?
Oh yeah, we're in the 90s. Sucks.
Yeah. You get the humidity and stuff too?
Yeah, it sucks. We ain't had rain in a minute, man. So yeah. We've got a lot of humidity. Lots.
Yeah, that's the same thing down here. I'm a letter carrier for the Postal Service. And man, that first from dudes like swamp booty, man, just all day long. Yeah. It was like from 9 to 2.
Definitely need dude wipes.
Do need dude
wipes. Gold bond, lots of gold bond.
Yeah. I carried deodorant in the truck for sure. Let's see. Let me check some of these questions here. See if we got anybody that chimed in. I saw one earlier. Oh, okay, here's a question from Bill. He said, did you suffer any injuries this year?
No.
Not mental, just physical.
No, not really. I mean, you're beat up, running and stuff, but it's the same ones that keep reoccurring that I don't go and fix. I mean, I got pretty bad tennis elbow that, knock on wood, has been very, very nice lately to me. I don't know, back's a little mess, but I didn't really hurt anything. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll take those scarred hands from Champlain Smallmouth and St. Lawrence River Smallmouth all the time. They're finally healing up, but maybe
it's always a good day when you come home with bloody hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. Well, them brown ones, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm largemouth, but them smallmouth just love to kick your ass, and all you're trying to do is deflate their air and take care of them, and they want to just be mean to you. So, yeah.
What's up, Eric? You got Eric in here. I saw Small Water Charters. Small Water Charters is coming from down in Florida. Frankie Spicer's in here. So how do you talked about catching those smallmouths deep. How do you keep those fish alive? Do you fizz them, use the flip clips, or what?
I do both. I fizz and fish. I do a whole combo. They're coming to a resort. You know what I mean? I do not. St. Lawrence River's plagued me in missed cuts by dead fish and ounces. So like I run a whole smallmouth spa. You come with me. I fizz, I fin clip, I ice and G juice. You know what I mean? Like I roll that kind of. And if I don't G juice, I'll use catch and release. The catch and release I think works better, but it's harder to find the catch and release. So
yeah, I use a lot of G juice, man. We call it liquid Jesus.
It is liquid. But when you ice them smallies, dude, they become very calm.
Really?
They don't blow up and they don't puke as much. You know what I'm saying? So, but they're all solid. My fish are very in good shape. They love me. They talk to me.
Do you do any of the?
You speak smallmouth like
Taco. You too.
I'm never gonna be able to speak it like him. This guy, he's a wizard.
Do you put the pool noodles in your live well?
Sometimes. I mean, if it's really wavy, yes. But if not, if I'm rolling, there's no point. I want to get as much water as I can, So
gotcha.
But like if I know I got to run back and some heaters and I'm going up and down, heck yeah, I'm loading it. So like at St. Clair, for sure. I wasn't going to the lake, so I didn't have to deal with it. So I just stopped halfway. I plugged my live wells. I would run them so much that they were overflowing. You know what I'm saying? And I'd put the gas down and see you later. Bye.
So here's some love for you here. It says, love that Chris Groh and the Chain Rats. Great guest tonight. That's from Alan.
Thank you, Alan.
I'm not going to try that one.
It's a Italian last name, I think. I don't know. Can you see the comments?
Yeah, I see them.
Okay, cool. Right on.
Yeah.
So here's a question from Living Missouri's Outdoor. Chris, I know you left Pickwick on a down note. What did you do to stay focused and build to a great finish at the end of the year?
Oh, it's just I'm never a quitter, and I never give up, and I'm not trying to get all Mike, Ike, and Ellie on you, but I don't. Yeah, but I'm not trying to perceive the beautifulest picture here. Sure, I have my moments. I mean, my woman can contest to it. My mother can contest to it. some of the rats that I vent on can contest to it, you know, because you understand some of these rats, my family members, girlfriend, etc. It's real, and I gotta vent some, you know what I mean? I gotta let out the air sometimes, and it ain't good. But I just try to get back mentally focused. I've got awesome people around me, and I just keep. I know what I can do. I've just had it, like, makes me excited because I just have had some shit luck, lost some key fish, broke boats. I'm just not trying to blame the world, but I'm bringing out some of the things that held me back, and I don't know. I got to fish. I think I learned a few lessons here in the last two events, just to fish a little bit more clear-headed, go with the plan until it fucking bombs, and go with the how you fish, you know, like, I mean, Seth taught me a lot of that. That kid, that's all he'll do is fish on his gut. Just, you know, and St. Lawrence did it for me because I knew that place, fished it for so long, been there, you know, 4 or 5 times. I just relied on my graphs and my AquaView, you know, my Humminbird electronics and the AquaView, and just rolled around most of practice and just looked for big fish. And then I know how to catch bass. So I went back, figured out how to catch the bigger ones out of the group, and put down the drop shot and rigged 87 tubes.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit more about St. Lawrence then, while we're kind of touching on it. So you said you've been there multiple times, so you're very familiar with it. What was your mindset going into practice? Are you a guy that like sits around the house and like figures out the areas you want to go check out, or do you get there and start?
I knew what I do there is I'm fortunate enough to found like 4 or 5 areas that are always work to catch fish and get confidence on. Sometimes I'll show up there and, you know, be in a bad mood or something, run to one of those spots and catch a bass just to catch a bass and say I'm here and then leave. Other times I'll save them and just let them sit there, you know what I'm saying, and go look for new fish. Well, this time, basically, that's what I did. I let 4 of the 5 spots I like. I started on this little crappy one, but I can always catch a bass there, like, and it just brings confidence or whatever. And I wanted to make sure I had a couple things I had to switch around with my graphs, you know, just doing some quick stuff. Stop there, 5 minutes. I caught a nice one. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, okay, cool. Got that out of my head because those other spots are very similar. And I went grinding, boys. I went looking at new stuff, trying to find stuff closer to the ramp, trying to just make this thing roll, and was not finding, sorry. I was finding some big pods of fish, like not big groups. I'm talking big ones, like 4 or 5, 3, you know, on like isolated humps, like stupid stuff that Lake Master was just blowing. It was awesome. I was able to find some cool stuff with Lake Master because I can adjust the settings because the river was really low. So there's some just subtle depressions where these big ones would be. And I remember one day I'm like, all right, I marked 9 little pods of 4 to 9 fish, all 4-pound plus fish. And I did that in the morning. It was like kind of crappy and raining. Did that. It took a while. Okay. Then I went fishing shallow just to work on my shallow game. And I said to myself, before tournament hours, you know, I'm going to go run these spots. I've got 2 hours and 45 minutes to run all them spots where I saw these big ones. I went and ran those things. You know, I seen these with camera. I had total confidence. I literally caught 1 bass, and it was 14 inches, and I hooked up with a giant at 1 second and had it on for like literally 5 seconds, and it come off. Could not get in a bite, so I was like really unconfident. I'm just like, wow, that's weird. I found that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now I started rambling around. This is the last day of practice, still with the camera and the graphs. Starts going nuts. Find one group of fish with just straight megas on it. And there's like 10 of them. I'm like, I don't even want to put down. This is just too, this is, you know, this, I can't, I don't even want to try. It's too close to where I want to fish because I know in my mind, I got to go to my backup spots. Well, I pull up to the first backup spot after I find that pile of fish. Dude, it's crazy. I pull up there and I'm like, literally, dude, the Canadian border's right there and we can't fish Canada. I have 14 dots from 2018. All of them are in the U.S. except 1. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to weasel this and see if I can make this drift without going into Canada. Or like, even if I hook up with a fish and you're not paying attention, I don't want to go into Canada. So I pull up there, didn't camera it, didn't do nothing. Freaking throw the new Max Scent tube out. watermelon vapor. This color's insane, boys. I put in a bigger ball head. I like a big heavy tube for popping, ripping, 1/2 ounce, but I put the ball head in because this is a little bit bigger tube, 3.5 inch, but the heads, it's different. I'll send you guys some of those so you can see them. But throw this thing out there. I'm like sitting in like, I don't know, probably like 40 feet of water, throw up into like 22. Thing hits the bottom, rip it up, catch like a 4.5 pounder. I'm like, oh my God, they're here. A little excited, run up there, drop the camera down. It's straight loaded with a bunch of them, like from 2. I'm like, oh God. Now, I got that little hole. I got the one I just found, like literally 8 miles up the river with megas on it, running out of daylight. I'm like, all right, I got to run around on camera some more. And I go to my best spot I have and my second best spot from 2018, run through the camera, ton of bass on them. I'm like, this is insane. I haven't checked these. This goes back to how we started in the beginning, So in essence, I ended up doing that top 10 finish with basically 3 old ass spots that I, used and abused since 18 till 2020. And 1 new one that came through in the clutch with a big one that on day 3 to put me into the 24-2 range.
Nice, man. So that Aquaview, man, that's old school, dude. I know, but that's old school. I remember that coming out like a long time ago, and then it's kind of made a resurgence.
You should see, but they're cool. Like how they're set up now. You can record, like Gussie was like me and Gussie were looking at different schools of fish, and I literally started day 1 on a pile of big ones that neither me or Gussie could get to bite. It is just, and they look like they were just like popping for candy. They were around like this old dock piling, just big old, membrane head ones, But Gussie was like video recording them, and he made like a post because you can plug your phone in and record it into your phone.
Oh, nice.
So, and it's like crystal clear picture too. So
now, I hear a lot about that when you guys are up north. Do you guys use that anywhere else in the?
I mean, it's more for current type situations because the fish, you have a hard time seeing them on your graph. They'll hug that bottom so much, and the camera will allow you to see. You'll see 1 on your graph, but there'll be 10.
Right. I've been wondering if you utilize it in a brush pile at all.
You can, definitely. You can. It doesn't work good on the TVAs, water clarity and current, undertow current, but I know a lot of guys that use them on bridges, especially, Alabama guys early in the spring to find those big spots. Times like that, it works good. I think like, with the schedule coming out for next year, Oahe, it could be a good lake to find smallmouth on. But current is the best situation for it. You know what I mean?
What? So when you drop that down there, does it bother the fish?
Pump it. They're cool.
Really?
You're in your own little world. And the river's the best because you like the one spot's crazy, dude. Zono's calling it the Stonehenge where the crazy banshees and witches roam because it was like this big pile of sand. And then it went to like these little rocks, and then it went to like Stonehenge stand-up rocks. And the example is, it's how I found it. So I take the camera, I'm going to the edge, and I'm seeing a bunch of rats, small ones. And I caught small ones there. I remember back in the day on the front side. I get to the end, and the camera like gets all tangled up, and I'm like, oh, am I going to lose it? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like working the camera. I'm like, Gussie's going to kill me. I'm like working it, and there's a setting for it to sit level or fall down. Okay. It popped out. So it popped out and actually went in the position where it looked up. So it fell to the ground. I pull the thing and I'm up on this edge. I'm looking up and it's sunny out when I'm doing this. So I'm seeing the silhouette. It was crazy. I look up, there's like 5 of them. Oh, you know what I mean? Above me. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then I readjust the camera and slid it down there again, but it rambled down that edge of that falling rock, that straight rock. So all I'm seeing then next time the camera stayed fine, but I'm seeing tails, eyeball, brown, rock, tail. I'm just like, oh, they're here. Oh, they're here.
The glory hole, man. You found the glory hole.
Hot spot, man.
That is awesome. So you don't ever run it on like a pole?
No, it's too deep where I was.
Okay.
I mean, I had that thing down to 50 feet of water.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was going to ask, how long the cord is on that thing.
Oh, it's like 100 foot. It's far.
Okay.
Jeez.
Let me see.
I would be worried about the same thing, getting it tangled up and losing it.
I mean, I freaked out. I mean, I freaked out for a minute. I did it a couple times. So
Yeah, that's funny.
But it is. It just shows the abuse it takes, and it's still really clear.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to look into those again. This sounds pretty cool. I'm still trying to get like some kind of forward-facing sonar before I get a camera.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're behind though.
You need forward-facing sonar before a camera. The camera just works good in those situations. You ever go to any like really, high current river type thing, it's a smart thing to do. So.
Cool. Let me check. I think we had a couple more questions in here.
Do you have the new Humminbird?
Yeah, I like it.
What is it?
Mega Live?
Mega Live.
Yeah, it's nice. It really is. It's nice to be back and caught up to speed with everyone. So yeah, it's.
I like the mount that they have now.
It's sharp, and the thing is, I like it. They're like no, you don't have a box. It's plug and play. Basically.
Just plugs right back into the unit.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good.
Here we go.
I got to use it a lot. I mean, but it's frustrating still.
Just get to see them all and they won't bite.
Oh, like those fish, those ones me and Gussie found. They're only in 18 feet of water, and there's all these big like poles, like old dock pilings, and they were in the crosses. And I could see them swimming around. Like I'm moving the trolling motor. I'm like, this is insane. Can't get one of them to eat.
So day one, I threw a question up there, but so day one, that's what you did. You went to that spot. The fish were there. And
day one, I started on the spot with the wood, with all the big ones. Caught an 8-pound limit, you know what I'm saying? And it like, whatever, couldn't get it. The spot was near the ramp. Then I ran to a little wall, caught like a 2 3/4. Then I went back and tried those. And then I had a little milk run that I had a couple like darts, as my roommate would say, fighter, and like where I had some big ones and I couldn't shake the bite. So I'm just throwing darts. And all in the back of my head is I got to get to those fish. You know what I mean? I just want to see if I can catch a big one, and you get what I mean, and go there with a rider. I wanted to go there with a 4-pounder or 5-pounder.
Right.
Didn't happen. I went there with like 12 pounds and got there, and then it was game on. Day one, I blew it. I mean, I had whatever. I had 18. I don't know what I had. No, I don't. I had 19 too, but I lost like a 5 1/4. I lost a 3-pounder. I weighed in a 2-pounder and a 238. Came in with 19 too. So
wow, it's so crazy up there how tight the weights are.
Oh, dude!
I mean, you catch an 18-pound bag and they just rush you right off stage. It's like I got an 18-pound bag of smallmouth, and it's nothing up there. So,
especially because they keep getting bigger.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
So day two, how'd that go?
Day two was a little frustrating because I didn't get to I didn't get to one of my spots, because I literally put 17.9 in the boat pretty quick. No, I put 17.5 in the boat pretty quick, ran shallow, and was going to like squeak through the islands and get to my other little big fish spot. Called up shallow with like a 3.5, called up, I thought I was just right there, just under 18. And all of a sudden I ended up having some boat issues. So I had to cut my day short and slide my ass back because I'm not going to lie to you boys. At that point, the top 10 cut was nowhere in my mind. I was thinking, okay, I got enough weight to make 10 grand. Now I got to get my ass home so I can pay some bills. You know what I mean? So I got my Marshall, the greatest guy ever. He's over there praying that we're sliding in because we're only going 38 miles an hour, and we made it in. But I gave up some time, and who knows if I would have caught a 5-pounder, what would I, you know what I mean? Another time of taking it away from Groh. It's shit. I got a shit cloud that you have no idea. It's dark some days, boys. It's dark.
Yeah, I know, man. It's I've been fishing a little bit like that this year too. On those Wednesday nighters, man, I've been losing the fish. I've seen the fish. I got video of the fish, but they're not in the boat, so it doesn't matter. But
I hear you. So that's basically how that day went. But I knew I can slide in the cut, and I did. And then all hell broke loose on day 3, and it was just I made the right decisions, right moves, and the big girls were there. So
that's awesome.
Submarines, and guess what? I fished 100% clean. I never lost a bass.
Nice.
Not even a rat. I didn't even lose a rat, I don't think. I fished.
So were you cracking that tube on them, or what was?
That was the day, but they were acting funny, man. They wanted it snapped. They wanted that because they know weather before us. That place almost went slick, so I really had to use the natural current, and just wasn't enough. Like I would feel the gobies. Gobies would be just pop, 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 like crazy. And that's another thing, dude. You put that camera down there, you want to see hell. what hell looks like, put it down in there, and all them gobies on the bottom just oh, man, dude, they're everywhere. But yeah, no. So you'd feel the gobies hitting, and all of a sudden the gobies would stop, and you'd feel like a, and then pause. You'd be like, and I'd start to learn. I'm like, that's a bass. Then all of a sudden the gobies start again. So like it would happen once in a while. So I'm like, I got to start popping this thing. And dude, I'd pop this tube so hard. There would be times I'd be in the middle of the pop in my hand when I come home. I'm not trying to cry like a little baby, but dude, where I wear my dad's ring on my right hand. My dad passed away or whatever, so I wear his ring there. I'm not married yet, but it would just smoke me right in there and had a little bruise inside there, and then it split open, was bleeding and stuff. But I'd pop that tube, and either they'd hit it and get it, or they'd hit it, I'd pop it again, or I'd leave it sit there. I'd be like, I'd call my shots. I'd be like, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Just, oh my God. And the rock just and if it's a rat, he'd just kind of move forward and I'd be able to control him, you know. But the big ones would either go to the freaking surface and launch, or they'd freaking you'd just stop them and you'd be like, is this a log? And then all of a sudden you'd be like,
we gotta get up there. We gotta get up there.
I can feel that feeling all the way through this camera, man. That's good.
I mean, the point, dude, where I was about ready to put on a bait caster, but I was controlling them. So I'm not sounding weird, but a spinning rod and smallmouth is the drag system is, you know, especially on these Abu Garcias. I trusted a spinning rod's drag system for the power runs and stuff. I don't think I could. I don't think I would have landed them all on a bait caster. I'd look cool.
That was my next question: is if you're cracking a tube and you're throwing a 1/2 ounce tube, why not go to a bait caster? But that makes 100% sense to drag.
I'll send you guys over some video after or whatever, and you'll see. They got my rod straight down, and I mean, there's a video that the marshal took, and he's like, it's just like a tuna, and it's literally. I mean, I never heard a drag like.
That's a good one.
Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah. What time's weigh in?
On day 2. No, on day 1, I stopped in front and I did hook up at 426. Okay. And I had to be in at 430. I'm fighting. I'm like, I got time. Also, it's like a 3.5 and I need it. And it's on a drop shot. I'm like, I got this dude pinned. I'm playing. And all of a sudden I'm like, dude, I gotta go. Bring it by the side, go to scoop it, and it just launches and throws it. I throw the rod down. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But whatever.
That's got to be frustrating, though. I mean, coming from largemouth guys, you know, 4 or 5 pounders, they're coming in the boat because I usually got them on a flipping stick or a heavy rod.
Don't say
they're coming in the boat.
Smallmouth are different.
No, I know.
Them damn largemouth this weekend. I got to tell you this one. We crack. Our first fish comes in the first 10 casts, right? And I'm making fun of my brother-in-law. We're out there, you know, and then, you know, Nathan, my brother-in-law, was like, oh, Daddy's home. They got to have a big one for you, Chris. You know what I mean? I ain't fished here that much, you know? And when I have fished, I have not got one over 4. Well, dude, flipping stick in my hand, throw up on a seawall. Oh, my God, my ass is getting kicked, right? Turner finally. Nathan's like, oh, my God. Fricker jumps, lands in the net, freaking chigger craw falls out its mouth, okay? But I'm like, that's weird. It's laying by the boat. Boys, it's got the biggest crawfish I've ever seen in the gullet. Still alive. Pinchers are barely moving. Dude, I'm gentle. I put the fish in upright. And I'm like, well, hopefully he eats the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This morning, no pinchers in the live well. One little pincher from another one. So he ate it.
That's
nice,
awesome,
man. Yeah, you get your rod butt and shove it down there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. You know, I let him do it on his own because he had it in his crusher. And I don't know if you've ever seen that. Sometimes you'll see them have a shad in there and you'll be like, oh, you go to pull it out. And all of a sudden he's like, no, thing just goes away because he pulls it. So I just let him do his thing. So
yeah, it's like an involuntary reflex thing.
It's always a bad feeling to see we got like 12-inch gizzards around here. And to see a 6 or 8-inch gizzard laying in your live well at the end of the tournament and you lost by 3 or 4 ounces.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. Dude, there was a couple cases where like old rats would find blackbirds in there, dude. Blackbirds.
My buddy that was on there, he chimed in a while ago on a comment, but he has to go to work. He caught a fish over at Pyramid. I think it was Pyramid. No, it was Egypt. It was like Egypt, just local lake here. And he had a picture of a baby bird in his throat.
Really?
Yep. This was like 3 days ago. So they eat anything that gets in the water, man. They can get it in their mouth.
They're savages. I love it. I'd love to be a bass.
I got a story on that one. My grandfather was a taxidermist. So of course, everything that they caught, that where they were going to clean, they were going to skin them. This was back in the day before replicas and all that. He talked about turtles and ducks and snakes, you name it, found it in the stomachs.
I believe it.
So,
I mean,
it's crazy.
They're top of the food chain. I mean, they roll, and I imagine what they do at night. Oh gosh, what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Little baby muskrats
everywhere. Oh, let's go eat some frogs tonight, boys. Oh, they're schooling out in the middle of whatchamacallit. Let's go out there and bust them up.
Hold on before we get Brock here.
Okay. We'll
day 4.
rescind.
Day 4.
Oh yeah, day 4. Yeah.
We got to 3. We got to go to 4.
It was just I literally, as you saw, I'm about to sneeze, I think.
But let it rip, man.
Let it rip, Tater Chip. There you go.
Day 4 started off great. You saw I got one almost 5 shallow. Had another opportunity at a big one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I knew that with that gassing wind against the current, I was gonna be screwed because I cambered on the first day of practice and there was a lot of wind versus the current. I can see in some spots the bottom was turned up, and I really think I was kind of screwed. I mean, I couldn't present the bait good, and then I don't know. I kind of went shallow and duffed a bunch of fish. I mean, what I don't know. That day was, I was kind of numb. It was awesome. It was awesome to move up to 9th, but it was just tough. I mean, it was to the point where I knew that my best 2 spots, when they weren't there, I didn't even go farther forward to even check that other one, just because I knew what was going on. You get what I'm saying? That current will hit because St. Lawrence is very high volume current, but when it's high volume wind blowing against it, I mean, in my history, it doesn't work for smallmouth, largemouth, anything. It doesn't make life good at all. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you can't present the bait right. The fish don't set up right. I mean, it messes with them. I imagine a few were down there, but I could not. I mean, I went to a 3/4 tube and I couldn't even get it to sit. So,
how deep were you fishing that then?
Well, that was the key. It was, I was going from 28 to 50 in a hurry. It was where they were sitting in that where that wall those wall of rocks kind of fell down. And I catch a lot in front, and I was hoping that would save me, catch 18 pounds, whatever, have a good time. But I couldn't even keep the tube on the ground. Couldn't even. So, but I had some funny, dumb stuff, whatever. Nothing that would have been detrimental. I needed 20-something pounds to even move up. I mean, Austin screwed up, put me in 9th. He ran around like a chicken with his head cut off and almost ran out of gas. I mean, that was Austin, my boy. Love that kid. But I just kind of, when I ran around shallow and I had some opportunities, I had a couple follow the fluff, the fighter fly by ICAST, nice ones. Hooked up with one and lost it. Hooked up one on a drop shot, lost it. Had a couple follow the freaking fluke. I was just going for broke. I was having fun. I was with EK. He's the best cameraman there is. We were giggling, laughing all day. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what got me was on stage when Mullins weighed in.
Unbelievable.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Yeah. He's on fire.
I saw the Taku Ito, when he was talking about being able to speak smallmouth, man, that clip that they put is like a 15-minute clip and they got it on YouTube. I watched that a couple times. I even went upstairs and me and my wife watched it. She was cracking up. He's great. Good stuff, man.
He's good. That dude is meant for this sport.
He's got a great personality. You think about what all he went through, being from a different country, coming over here, not, he speaks English okay enough to get by, but being up on that big of a stage in that position and just keeping his cool, man, and just being in the moment, that was impressive.
Yeah. No, he's good. You're gonna see him for a long, long time.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's get the Brock. We already pulled this question up. This is the 3rd time. We got to answer it now. It says, tell us what is the scale, the difference between the elites and the opens.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, it's two hard fought roads. You get what I mean? But the opens is basically the stepping stone and the gateway to the elites, other than the Bass Nation. So you can fish all the divisions of the opens and take an overall standing and finish in the top 3 and go to the elites. Pick it by division and you take the top 3 out of 3 divisions. But the big difference is the opens are pulling 200, 220 boats. And like I said, you got to finish overall out of 3 events, or all 9. You have to finish in the top 3.
That's a small number out of 200 plus
small
boats.
Number, you know what I mean? But the elites, you're against every single one of them is one guy that did that. So you got to understand. So it's hard to compare the scale. But I'm telling you right now, there's a bunch of straight hammers fishing the opens. And they're grinding and hard, and I'm going to tell you right now, a good portion of them will be there because they have the work ethic, the drive, and they're young and they're hungry. So
yeah, in the opens, you've got elite anglers that jump in.
Oh yeah, they still
you'll have
try for requalification.
Yeah, and then you got guys from like MLF or the other tours around there, and then you got the local hammers that jump in because it's on their home body. The local guys. So it's no joke,
Bass
man.
fishing purgatory.
Yep.
Exactly what you got. And then think about this too. Every single dude's fishing these for the number one thing that's at stake. You win one, you're going to the Bassmaster Classic. It's the quickest road.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, simple.
So. Simple. I like that. It's simple.
Simple.
So,
but I'm telling you right now, I got 2 shots to go to the Classic still. I'm gonna fight for one of those last Central Opens. I'm gonna tell you one of them, either Smith or Grand. Something's going down, boys.
Are you fishing? Have you been in all 9 of them, or
no? I only fish the Centrals.
Okay.
Let's see. Cody's got a question here. He says, "What is your favorite fishing rig or technique? Do you have a favorite way to catch them?"
I love flipping. I don't care if it's docks, grass, seawalls, rocks. I like flipping, and I like flipping heavy cover and fighting them, get on cover. That's my favorite way. And then,
big rod.
and then definitely, and then short close behind it is definitely top water fishing, and majority of that is for brown ones. They're just mean fighting machines.
Do you use the ring hook? The ringed hook?
Like fighter? No.
Okay, I bought some. I got some on the way. I want to try them. I don't know. I just want to try them.
No, I mean that's how he, how his thing is. Whatchamacallit? Whoops, I lost you. What did I do here? You still there?
We can still hear you. I just can't see you.
What is going on? Oh, there it goes. Is it good now?
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Boom.
All right. Yeah. No. He has his technique. I mean, he is AOI champion. He hooks up. He feels super confident with it. I do things just a hair different. I mean, we flip a lot of the similar baits. I've learned most of my grass techniques from him. But there's nothing wrong with it. I used it for a bit. I mean, I never lost a bass on it, but I'm a straight braid guy, big hook, a little different. So.
Yeah. So
Snell or conventional?
I've been conventional lately. I'm EWGing lately too, and I'm not losing fish. So I don't know the whole fighting about that. I believe we can go on forever about this, but I have some weird things about it. Like I like bed fishing with a straight shank and a snell. I feel like I feel like they bite the bait different out of anger than they do out of feeding, and I seem to brain them and bone them perfectly, and then flipping grass. If I'm going big weight, 1.25 ounces up, I'll snell, but everything 3/4 down, I don't.
Wow.
This is what we've been going with. We ain't lost many grass fish this year, and knock on more wood.
So 1 ounce weight, you're still using the EWG or using straight shank?
No, I go 1 ounce and up. I go to a straight shank with snell.
Gotcha.
So below 1 ounce, I use a EWG, but a big one, a Fusion 5/0. It's a super line hook.
Yeah, gangster hook. Okay.
And to be honest with you, if you ever looked at Fusions, like the way they do their bend, like their 4/0 is a hair smaller than like a Gami. So it actually it packs a punch, and it's a pretty strong hook, So
awesome.
Heck yeah.
Get a little juice there tonight.
So Robert says, Chris, everyone from Illinois is rooting for you. I miss seeing you and your family. Hope all is well.
Oh, hey, there you go. Bags. It's a good buddy of my dad back in the day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm just kind of checking these comments before we move on. Let's see here.
So, Chris, tell us how you got started.
I mean,
Opens?
everyone was young, grandparent, both grandpas, dad, fishing started early, real early, all sorts of species, catfish, bass, bluegills, muskies. Fast forward, always had the love for it. Surrounded myself with a bunch of rats because that's fishing was going on here. Got in as many tournaments as I could as a co-angler because I didn't have a full-blown rig. Started working at a local tackle store, Triangle Sports and Marine. Very fortunate to run out of there. Got my first bass boat at like 16 and a half. Thought I was hot kid, had a little guide service, fished a bunch of tournaments, got my ass kicked, then started winning back and forth. You know how that goes, the whole maturation of an angler. Then kind of just always put myself in the right position, teamed up with Jimmy Schmel, tried to fish every team tournament under the sun. He had a rule, we're going to fish divisions where the end result was fishing for a boat or some big money. And we did that quite a bit, and we started winning some of that money, and life got good. Then you know how it goes. I mean, we're still team partners, but both fishing BFLs, both trying to get in this, I decided to go and fish the Everstarts, which is now the Toyota Series, see if I can make it, get to a great start. Life's good, rocking and rolling, and then I start shitting the bed, money's tight, go back to working, hit fast forward, still fishing BFLs, team tournaments, fishing. I got issues, you know what I mean? It not going completely well in relationships because all I want to do is fish, hunt, kill shit. So issues, whatever, stubborn, but I'm still fishing. And then I say, screw it. I'm a successful tile setter, making good money, own a house. And I'm finally like, okay, I got to make a move here. We're going to do the opens, plan on doing them all. Sign up, life's good. Next thing you know, unexpectedly, my old man passes away. That's 2015. Long story short, I think a lot of you know that story, so we're not going to fully repeat it. But, you lose someone unexpectedly, life, it throws a curveball. So
for sure,
I'm done. I'm not going to fish. But my mom insisted that, hey, pick, fish a division and fish, the one it's December. You need to cope. Go to Florida in January and go bass fishing, and thank God she did. And I fished all three of them. First one was Toho in January, then Smith, which is my favorite lake. I will be buried on that lake, and finished up at Douglas and just missed finishing and making the literally just missed finish. You know what I mean? Like I almost made the elite. Then dealt with the whole dad thing, but got a taste for that. And came back with a whole full head of steam in 16 or whether the following year there, the 16, 17, fished them all three divisions, ended up qualifying in the Northerns, bada bing, bada boom, rookie year, 2018 Elites. And this is my year now.
Damn, sum that up very nicely.
That was awesome.
Boom.
Because I didn't want to go we didn't want to go too deep and sentimental, but a lot of people know that story. I mean, it sucked. But you get why I had to take a break. I mean, my mom's got property. My family's in distraught. Like, I mean, I wasn't really feeling like bassing, but I'm glad my mom kind of said, you're an idiot. You got to drive the 20-something hours to Florida, cope, do all that. So
sometimes you need that person just to kick you right in the keister. And
for sure. I mean, she does that. She's done that forever. And to be honest with you, the dudes I traveled with were great at that time, Casey O'Donnell, ex-FLW co-angler champion, Matt Steffen. He's still a pro, Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit Pro, Bridgeford, Trevor Lowe. Like I traveled with a bunch of good dudes that kept me in good spirits and had fun. So.
Yeah, I like Matt's doing a good job on his YouTube channel. I've been watching his YouTube stuff.
He's good. You realize he's an OG rat.
Really? Okay.
Oh, you have no idea. You talk to him. He's been in OG rats boats, push pulling into secret spots, catching spawners, sworn to secrecy. Oh yeah.
You guys got a handshake too?
Dude, it was to get in the club. You have no idea.
Had a little chant.
Tattoo on your butt cheek or something.
Need like 8 strands of that hair on your chin to make a hair jig, so I can it open. So
well, see, that's why he keeps it like that. You know, every once in a while he'll lose one, and he'll just have a jig head sitting there in the boat, and he'll whip one up.
I've tied flies with it before when I'm fly fishing.
I'm sure that's
it floats.
I said your wife is a very, very happy man.
No, I posted this quote today, man. I just saw it floating around the Facebooks, and it says, "If you get tired, learn to rest, not quit." I thought that was good. I mean, that's deep.
That's deep.
Yeah,
I really like that. That's super deep.
Yeah, just take a time out, take a deep breath.
No,
and then move on.
You know what I mean? Like New York was sort of a reset, you know. I mean, it's tough. I mean, there's a lot of things, you know, were on my mind in that. I mean, you gotta understand there's, you know, we don't want to fully get into this, but I mean, there's cuts coming, and I haven't had a great career, so it's like you got a lot of pressure on the back of your mind. And I don't know, I fished that tournament because I kind of think, you know, I think I'm getting cut from bass, but I haven't yet. But the whole thing is in my mind, I'm, you know, fishing a lot freer because I didn't really give a shit. And I think that, you know, if I blessed and get back in the elites or another door closes, another opens, I think I have to fish with a lot more carefree. I feel like I have to do that more, get back to my roots, changing with the, you know, with the conditions more, stop being by the book. You know what I mean? It kind of freaking messed with me a bit, you know? So,
yeah, I mean,
that's all. But, you know, I just feel good to, you know, whatever way it was, is to go out with a bang. You know, that was a good way to, you know, make myself feel good. And that's why I'm excited about these 2 opens.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, that was a solid finish, man. That was a solid finish.
I get it, boys. I do.
Oh, show.
I tell you what got me was your post on Wednesday.
That's tough.
And then the finish that you have. That.
Yeah, that was good,
well,
man.
No, like, I don't know, man. You know, like, you have so many people, you can't think of them all when you're on stage. And it was raining, and I knew it was my day to go graphing. And you heard the story. All that happened after that, you know, like I put the boat in, and I don't know. I don't know. I let it out. I had to. I have no idea. I mean, oh gosh, my old lady, I don't know how the hell she's dealt with me. So, I mean, seriously, I felt like I didn't neglect her or anything like that. I don't do that, but you know what I mean? Like, I must have been a little bitch, like pain in the ass a little. And I think mom saw it. I think some friends saw it. And I don't know, maybe I just needed to do that. I don't know. It was weird. I can't believe I kept it together as best I could, but so. Yeah,
it's good, man, to get that stuff out for sure.
Oh, freaking helps, man. And I feel a lot better lately. You know, I never was. I'm always a, you know, go-getter kind of person, but I'm ready to see what the next chapter is for Chris Groh, because I got a lot of gas left in the tank, boys.
I'm excited to see what the next chapter is. You got more gas than half the people that I know.
I'm old as dirt compared to you two. You guys are
got more gas.
I don't know about that.
More gas than a Mexican restaurant. Is that what you're going to say?
That's right. I like that one.
Jesus Christ,
man. Let's catch up on some of these comments. Some of these are way backed up. Living Missouri's Outdoors says he remembers when Roland Martin commercial using the Aqua View on a power pole under docks. And then Ken says the Aqua View back in the day on Lake Lanier memories. And the man, the myth, the legend chimed in, and we missed this. Mike Russell's on here. He says, was Pickwick tourney the most mind-bending tourney this year with the flooding? So I bet that was tough.
You know, it was, but you have no clue. This is poltergeist shit, boys. Because
right.
I wasn't stupid. I was doing my first day of practice. I was giggling. I was on them. And this whole thing happened. And, you know, I got the greatest roommates in the world. We're all making the switches. I'm listening to them. Everything's good. Life is good. They're going to go here. They're going to go here. Let's go fishing. We do all that. And I swear to God, boys, there's like 19 of us in this area in the 7-mile stretch there in Pickwick. Everyone's going shallow. And it's 15-inch size limit. And I'm catching every 14-inch bass in the lake. Me and Scott Canterbury weigh in like 4 pounds apiece. And all of these guys around us catch 14 to 20 pounds, flipping the same baits, flipping around each other. You pass one guy, got him. 3-pounder. I flip in a tree. It's a 14.5 incher. It was poltergeist, and it was hard to like say, okay, I'm gonna go switch it up. You're fishing around these guys, so I flipped the next day, and I caught one more keeper than I did the freaking first day. I straight sucked, and I mean, love doing that stuff. I love flipping like that. I just haven't. It was insane. It was insane. Flipping the most juiciest water with current, bait popping. It just. Let's leave that subject.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. That's a tough one to swallow, man.
Right now, one of these days, I'm going back to Pickwick, and I am going to kick their ass.
Revenge. Straight braid.
Straight braid.
Yeah, I'll do it on a damn Ned rig.
You got to make them pay. Every once in a while, you got to that shallow flipping grass bite. You go out and have a bad day. The next day, every one of them, you're just mad at them.
Take it out on them. Rip them lips.
Right.
Bill Heller said, "Should fishing be an Olympic sport?" I don't ever see that happening. I don't know,
but if it is, I want Chris Groh with all that energy there.
It'd be fun.
I just don't see all the species. You know, it's sort of like they have that Canadians versus U.S. type thing, but the species aren't the same. I don't know how you'd be able to do it. You know, I mean, the only two people that catch bass in countries is Japan and the U.S. because they're equally, they're equal on the equator line. That's why a bass can survive there versus here too. Flip the equator. Yeah, no.
Deep topics with Chris Groh tonight. I didn't realize that, man.
Yeah.
And all those Japanese guys, they speak smallmouth. So.
Yeah, some of them.
Oh, smallmouth.
That was classic, man. That was the good stuff. Tom said he saw the clip of you and the Marshall, and it's like a tuna.
Yeah. Oh, he did? That's funny.
Yeah. Kevin Kane. He says, what lake on the chain is your favorite lake to fish?
Oh, wow. My favorite. I mean, I love them all. I've run about 100 spots on all of them. So, but my favorite is the one for the memories where it all went down where I grew up, probably Grass Lake. It's cool. It's a mud hole. It's only got houses on maybe a quarter of it, maybe a little bit more, but it's nasty, but it's fun. You win there, but just a cool lake because I grew up on it. Because think about it. When I was younger, I was limited. My parents let me set out in a boat at a young age. 10, 11, all by myself, but I couldn't leave Grass Lake, so I had to find every little lily pad log I could to shank a worm off of.
Hellabass says he much prefers a casting rod for tubes. He's a Minnesota guy.
Yeah, if I'm flipping a tube all day long, but these smallmouth are just evil. I went with a 7-foot medium fast, some new variety, and I went with a high speed reel, a Rocket, a Boo Garcia Revo, just because when I'd pop it, they'd come at me, and I was able to catch up with them in the current and set my custom tube hook in jaws.
Custom tube hook. I like it.
We just make a certain little one. I was using the Fusion one, but they're hard to get, and I lost them all on day one because it's got a badass hook. It really does. So, and it lays in that new tube really good.
There's something scary. Ken said he got a 15-inch water snake out of his live well last week.
Well, that's really scary. I would not like that.
I would hope it's not alive.
That's
probably.
Yeah.
I don't mind snakes if I can see them first. They don't bother me.
But I don't
You're scared to death of snakes.
No, that's Jay.
Okay.
I don't mind snakes, but if I open my live well and there's one staring at me,
no, I wouldn't. I couldn't do that.
We might have a problem.
Or you lip a bass and you look down there.
Yeah, have you seen that picture on social? It's no, I'm good.
There's a little set of beady eyes looking at you. Scary stuff, man. Let me check. I'm checking these questions here real quick before we move on. Let's see here. Do you listen to any podcast?
A couple like Rogan and stuff, but nothing. I'm not a podcaster. I roll freaking either when I'm on the road rolling. It's usually like techno. I'm an old school Chicago freaking raver kid, so I kind of do that just to keep myself up. And then, I've got a mixed playlist. You don't even know. It goes from old school rap, new rap, techno, freaking country. It goes all over the place. I got issues. But
when you make 20-hour drives, you got to have a long playlist.
You have no idea. In practice, I listen to music the whole time. It keeps me rolling. So
you got a couple bands that you like that have came out in the last year or so?
Oh, there ain't no one that come out that.
It's all old school.
It's all old. Yeah,
I mean, there's good stuff out there. You just got to dig for it. You got to really do your research.
So like I'd take Deftones, Misfits. I go all over the place, man. Like, you know, when I go for that type, and then classic rock, you can't beat that. You know, just the good old stuff. You know,
that's the playlist that you hear from the next cove over, and you're like, how many guys are over there? It's just Chris. It's everything.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I sent you that podcast.
That good one?
Dude, check it out. It's called Hammer Lane Legends, and it's about this guy named Tony Merkel. He's got another podcast. It's called The Confessionals, and his other podcast is like paranormal stuff. Yeah. But he's a truck driver, right? So he started this podcast called Hammer Lane Legends with him and his dad. Okay. And they have truck drivers on, and the truck drivers talk about stories on the road and stuff. Crazy stuff, dude. Like I was listening to, so before I go any further, start at like season or episode 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Go that way. Don't start at like 50 and go the other way, because the first 5 or 6 are super juicy. But
half hour long, what are they?
An hour, okay. Yeah. But the one I was listening to today was he was a civilian that got contracted by the military to haul fuel over in Iraq during the Iraqi war, and just talking about all the crazy stuff, you know, people shooting at him, throwing like pieces of wood through the window, rocks, IEDs, sniper stuff. Yeah. Just crazy stuff. But it's worth your time, man. I promise. But that other podcast that he has is, you know, it's kind of paranormal stuff. And speaking of like paranormal stuff, you know, up north where you're at, there's been some sightings of paranormal stuff. You got any kind of like Sasquatch stories or anything like that? Or you know of any Sasquatch stories?
Well, we know the biggest Sasquatch believer in the world is Kumar, you know, from Bassmaster. I mean, that dude swears by him. I mean, he knows. He's seen it 100 times. I mean, there got to be something, man. There's got to be something.
Yeah.
I've heard some crazy shit in a tree stand in the dark that I'm curious what the hell's going on. So yeah, no, there's got to be one.
Yeah, well, I think there's I don't know, man. It's kind of okay. It's one of those deals where you can hear the stories, and there's several podcasts out there that I listen to. I'm a letter carrier, so I'm all day long like just listening to different podcasts. That's what I do all day long. But I listen to like Sasquatch Chronicles, and there's some stories on there. Put it this way: the guys or girls that are telling the stories, they believe what they saw. Yeah. So it's hard to deny, and they're great storytellers, and they're from all over the country. You know, the different parts of the country. There's like the southern Sasquatches. There's the northern. There's like the West Coast. Some of them are white. Some of them are gray. Some of them are brown. Some of them are red. But it's just interesting.
You got me hooked on that a handful of years ago.
It's fun, dude.
And I told my wife about it, and she was giving me all kinds of grief about it. And we had a long trip. I say a long trip. It was a 10-hour trip down to the beach. And I was like, let's listen to some Sasquatch Chronicles. And she's like, whatever. And I had one that I really liked. I got her hooked on that. The next 8 hours, we never turned it off.
That's awesome.
The trip went by in a blink of an eye. We get down there, and she's like, oh my gosh, we're already here. I was like, yeah, we're already here. And she's like, how? We got to do that on the way home too. Like, yeah, the great thing is she never had to take a piss the entire way home. We made like an 8 hour
get out of the car.
Probably get out of the car. Like an 8 hour, 9 hour, or turned a 10-hour trip into about an 8 or 9 hour ride. We stopped for gas once, and that was it. So it was awesome. So
yeah, we got a lot of people that were paying attention. Got some guesses. Nobody's guessed it yet.
Couple close guesses.
Yeah. So if you guys are on here wondering what in the world's going on in the comment section, we're doing a giveaway, and you got to guess a number between 1 and 200 to win the giveaway. We will let you know when it happens. For sure. Okay, check this out. I don't have an actual Sasquatch story, but it's kind of a creepy thing that happened while I was coming back from Lake of the Ozarks. Drove up north, and I'm coming across 70.
Yeah.
Get into St. Louis. It's like midnight. Been fishing like 4 days, and I'm on my way home, right? I got to work the next day. This is a Sunday night, so it's like midnight. Okay, coming through St. Louis, and then I get in between here and St. Louis. It's about 100 miles. It's kind of rural. There's not a lot of traffic. And this truck comes up from behind me from several miles back. You know, you can see that set of headlights way back there. You know, he's getting closer. I'm like, who is this fool? And he kind of runs right up on me. And then he gets right next to me. There's nobody else out there. And he just sits right next to me. I'm listening to Steady Sasquatch Chronicles for like 3 hours, right? So I'm already kind of creeped out, you know? And he's just riding right here. He's just rolling. And I'm like, who is this guy? So I get off, you know, I back up behind him, and he slows down again and comes next to me. And I can't see. The windows are tinted. I can't see what's going on. I don't know if it's like a skeleton driving or what's going on in there. So I blow past him, you know, I put my cruise on, 75. That's what I had it on. I had it on 75. And he gets way back there. He gets like half a mile back there. I can see the lights back there. And then here he comes again, man. Here he comes again. And he gets right next to me. Okay. And this happens like 3 or 4 times. So I'm thinking I'm just going to get off at an exit and just go fill up, get some gas, and let this dude, you know, roll on down the road, and I won't be able to, I won't see him anymore. And then I'm thinking, what if he gets off too? And this turns, into something crazy. So I just keep going. And then I'm scared to get off my exit. I'm like a mile from my exit, and I'm scared to get off my exit because I live in a small town, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna drive past my exit. There's no way I'm letting this dude know where I live at, because I'm scared he's gonna follow me to my house. I only live like a half a mile off the interstate. And so I got I turned the Sasquatch Chronicles off, about 20 miles from the house. I mean, I was done with that. So I drove all the way down to the next exit, past my exit, and got off, and he just rolled right through. And I turned around and went back to the house and pulled in. But I tell you what, when I pulled in, I was like looking around. I was looking. Yeah, I was nervous, man.
I tell you what, the one thing that we talked earlier before we went live, that I'm a big waterfowl hunter, and I got about an hour and 15-minute drive to go to some of my spots, and don't ever listen to it on the way to hunting.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh God, it just
going out in the blinds in the morning.
Yeah, go out, walk out by yourself in the middle of the swamp, and all of a sudden, every noise that's out there you hear, and
body it makes it. Yeah, no.
My one experience, I don't think it was a Sasquatch. I think it was actually a mountain lion. But I got followed one morning in. Every time I would walk, I kept hearing something in the woods next to me walking. I'd stop, it'd stop, and this happened like 4 or 5 times. And I dropped all my stuff off at the boat, and I had a little bit of a walk to get back to when I parked the truck and walk in.
Yeah. And
I was walking down this gravel road, and it just matched me step for step. And I got about 100 yards from the boat, and it screamed like a woman screaming bloody murder.
Oh, dude.
I sprinted all the way to the boat, through everything, because my gun and everything was at the boat.
Yeah.
Just jumped in the boat and took off. I was gone.
Wow.
So
that's creepy. We got a winner.
We got a winner.
Trail cam. You see them pictures that they put in on them trail cams that people find. That's interesting. Like they that site where they have like the docked up trail cam pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. Oh, those trip me out too when I go through my trail cam. Just if I see something.
Just waiting to see something in the background, just lingering.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, right there.
For sure.
Spill your beer.
Well, we do have a winner.
We got a winner.
Yeah.
We got a winner. So let me show the winner right here. What was the number?
44.
44. Nailed it. Jeremiah Caldwell. So Jeremiah, not sure if you friended me on Facebook. So hit me up on Facebook at Gabe Montgomery or Gabe Montgomery Fishing or 10 Horse Monty, or you can hit me up on Instagram at 10 Horse Monty 6. Give me your contact information, and I will get your package out in the mail like the next couple of days, since I work at the Postal Service.
Send everything out tomorrow, so I'll get everything to you. I'll send it out to you.
Okay, that's awesome, man. Awesome. I really appreciate you throwing
Wait back for a couple of days, Jeremiah. We get something good.
Yeah, I'll sit on it for a little bit. So that was fun, man. That was fun. A lot of close guesses. Somebody almost had it. Darius was really close. We're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do this again next week. It's a lot of fun. So we get to talk. Anytime I get to talk Sasquatch, man, you can tell how I kind of perked up. I got excited, man. Like that kind of stuff.
Well, on the back of my truck, I've gotten so into it. I got Sasquatch holding a fishing rod on the back of my truck.
Oh, he got a fish. Got a fish.
Yeah. So let's get back to fishing a little bit. Talk a little bit about fishing. So here's something I'm curious, and I'm always curious about somebody that's out there doing this for a living. What are some of the top baits that you've leaned on throughout the last couple of years? You're all over the country. You got different bodies of water. Do you like 3, 4, 5 baits that seems like you always had to have on the deck of your boat?
Well, I mean, definitely, you know, the Max Scent line, and I'm not just saying that, is insane. They're coming out with so many different products. I don't even know where to start. But a Max Scent General power bait Berkeley, by far, no offense, I do not. I will never ever own another Senko. I'm sorry, Gary Yamamoto. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that's a must. That is a must-have. The 5-inch and the 4-inch, very necessities. You can't go wrong with them. Other than that, I definitely, and this isn't just on the tour. This has just been my whole life, and this is before I had anything, you know, anything with you know, with pure fishing or whatnot. Was a Berkeley Chigger Craw, either green pumpkin or black and blue. It, all over the country. If you need a bite, you need a 5th fish, it usually helps, you know. But as for, like, you know, some techniques and other baits that are must have on tour that I had to learn because I was a really, really big power fisherman, was drop shot. These guys kick your ass on a drop shot. They'll throw, you know what I mean? That school stops biting swim bait, they'll throw that drop shot in there and they'll squeak out another 4-pounder. So I learned that fast on tour, that I need to be very versatile with the drop shot, and very, very picky about, you know, length of leader, you know, between weight and hook, you know, that all affects, you know, and the way hook placement. I just learned to be a better finesse fisherman. Shaky head's easy to fish if you can, you know, I'm a Great Lakes guy, I fish a tube a lot, so that wasn't hard, but learning the drop shot, you know, not just on the Great Lakes in the Clearwater, but up, you know, in the South on the Tennessee River and stuff, getting that game was huge. And, you know, I would put on a, you know, I'd have some other baits that when I wasn't sponsored by that I'd use, but I'd also definitely exploit the flatworm a lot. So
there you go. Yeah. Flatworm. Man, that Max Scent General is legit, dude. I've been throwing it around a lot lately.
Dude,
like a wacky rig.
The fall is good. It takes I like it for kids. They don't let go of the bait, you know, and even for us, you know, we get a little more time. Like I said, the rate of fall weightless is great, but it takes nail weights really well. It's an all around good bait. I don't see myself ever throwing anything else. And crazy thing, notice how when you catch a couple fish on like the black one or like the purple one, like kind of change colors, the shit like glows in the water. It's got some ninja skills. Them boys, the scientists at Berkeley Pure Fishing, are doing it right.
It's paranormal, man. They're the Max Scent General is paranormal. There's no doubt about it.
I gotta pick me up back. I'm still a young dinger guy.
Out,
so
oh geez, now you're scaring me.
I know. I'm cheap though. I'm cheap.
They're cheap. Young dingers don't catch bass. No.
Use an O-ring, man. You can use an O-ring.
Use an O-ring or them.
Young dingers catch plenty of bass.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what. Okay, so check this out. My buddy Jerry, my team partner Jerry. This is a Max Scent
plug.
I guess. No. This is what do they call when you go to church and you let it all out?
This intervention.
This is a convention. Confession.
Confession okay. or whatever. Anyway, so when the bite's tough, my buddy Jerry, my team partner, he puts on that Max Scent. Is it the Creature Hog? It's ugly.
Hunter Shyrock's go-to.
It's ugly, like a green pumpkin. It's just like looks like a little turd floating in the water. But he puts it on the hard head, right? Yep. And drags that thing around super slow. And I swear that fish come to that bait. I mean, I don't know if you can prove it,
bro.
But I think
I've seen it. I've seen the testing. I've seen the stuff. That's why I'm tripping out on all the new stuff. They got tubes. I asked for tubes. They have tubes. They got a little General. I mean, they've got it all right now. I mean,
I gotta try that tube out.
Yeah. Tube's hot. Tube's hot. It just, I couldn't believe I only got 2 packs of the color that I needed. Thank God Robertson had some. So I got a pile of green pumpkin, but that I was just catching them on watermelon vapor. It looks so good, dude. Oh,
is it a big enough tube that you can text rig it?
No. And they're making a bitsier one, the 3.5 inch. I don't think you'd want a texture. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is so soft. That's the hard part. You really, you know what I mean? Like, they're making the right baits for the right applications. You get what I'm saying? They're not really. Right. You did hear they got a Chigger Craw coming out.
Really? I didn't hear that. Oh, Testimonial. That's what I was.
There you go.
I was testifying.
Testifying.
But I don't. I have to warn you two boys on one thing during this. I know I am nowhere near a charger, and I'm at 7%. So I do not want us to like die and me fall off the earth and you not come back, because I do not. I'm in the room silent because it's loud in the other room. So
Okay, well we'll keep going till you lose.
go until I see it flash again. So we're not gonna die. I don't want to be like all of a sudden you're like, where the hell does this Jamoke go?
Like what a bunghole, man. He just I'm done. I'm out. Like drop the mic.
No, whatever. I've been calling around we're looking for puppies. So I've been on the phone with every single, and they're all women breeders. It's been great trying to be confident.
What kind of dog are you trying to get?
5 on a dog. Oh, you don't even want to know right now. We're going.
Is it Yumdinger bed?
No, it ain't bad. It's a Pomsky.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a husky pom mix.
Oh wow.
How does that happen?
I have no clue, but you know how you see miniature husky? You know how you see small huskies, like 40-pound huskies sometimes?
Yeah.
They breed a Pomeranian that's in the 20-pound range, and this whole thing happens. They look evil. They're badass. So
Wow. A Pomsky? I'm writing that down. I'm gonna check it.
I'll send you a pic of the one we're looking at. It looks
Yeah.
so
We got a schnoodle, so it's a schnauzer poodle. It's a little 13-pounder.
But yeah, we're going that route. Then we're going blue heeler. So I don't know which one we're going first, but today was me talking to a bunch of women breeders. It was awesome.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
let's
skip over that one and go on to the next
research
topic.
on these dogs. You know what I mean? I researched what they're prone to have disease, and I'm giving 20 questions. Lady freaks out on me. She's like, "You're a breeder. You're gonna buy my dog and breed it." I'm like, "Hell no, I ain't." So
Yeah.
Long story. It's over. So.
Okay, we'll shotgun a couple questions in case you got the bell. ICAST baits and products. Anything jump out to you? Have you looked at anything?
Gilly that thing looks pretty hot. And that Gilly, did you see that swim bait? That thing looks.
No, I missed it.
Yes.
You see it?
That's the thing that I know we didn't want to talk about Ike, but Ike's been pushing this for like 6 months. I don't think he was supposed to, but it's what, like 3.5, 4 inches?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. It moves good, swims good, and I don't know.
I'm thinking bed fishing for that.
Bed fishing, I think open water too. It looks like it's got a good little system to it, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Berkeley just keeps blowing my mind. I'm not just kissing their ass, you know what I'm saying? It's just they coming out with new colors and baits, and you saw the stunner. I mean, that thing's bad. I mean, we got a jerk bait that is now competing against another brand that we all know about. So that stunner, dude, Hank Cherry's no joke. He helped design it. And I mean, we got new colors and Fritz sides. I mean, the Berkeley coming.
Yeah, that Fritz side, man. I like that one. I started throwing that around last year.
Best cold water bait ever. I mean, it's nice, set up nice. You could throw it. You know what I mean? It's you're getting that balsa wood action out of a $7 crankbait instead of
that you can actually cast.
And cast a country mile too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they cast good.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like the regular one or the big one, or do you like them both?
I like them both. They have you gotta understand. I heard it from the horse's mouth. Then Fritz explained to me the difference. Totally two different baits, totally different depths, different wobbles. The big got that wider wobble for the bait it is, and then the 5's just the beast. That thing's amazing. That thing, he catches them good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great bait. I caught
it up from our boy Mikey.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a little history.
So I'm good with the airbrush.
He is. Yeah, he's got a knack for it.
Yeah.
I think he can go somewhere with his skill someday.
I think so too.
So the Humminbird Mega Live.
Happy.
Touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like the fact there's no box. The mount seems really nice. It's fun. I went out on a lake that's really difficult to catch them by my house. The day after I got it, and literally in 20 minutes, I caught like 4 fish for like 16 pounds. It was a good, quick, fun time on the lake, and I caught them all in like 34 feet of water on a 6XD. So sorry, it wasn't a Berkeley bait, but it's all I had. I wanted to test it out and be able to throw, and all of a sudden I'm seeing fish, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, got him.
Yeah. Yeah, our day's yet to come. I mean, I've been in the boat several times with forward facing sonar.
Yeah, they're the deal. I mean, we were getting our ass kicked out there for a while. A lot of us stayed true to Humminbird and took it. But it's nice to have it now. And paired up with the 360, it is deadly. And they're getting the bugs out to a T. There were a few, but now there's no interference. Life is good. Having all three, you know what I mean? Having your Humminbird units, 360 and alive. They can't hide anymore.
So are you running the live and the 360 at the same time?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
God, man, we got to catch up. Dude.
See,
we just got to spend.
They just look at us funny though when you show up with a 16-foot John boat with a 10 horse on it that's got 3 graphs up front. I get enough shit as it is having 4 on my boat.
They can look sideways, cockeyed, whatever.
That's
if
right.
I got it and it starts working.
That's right.
That's funny.
We got to do it, man. Ken, I think he answered that one. His favorite new jerk bait is it
definitely
the new Berkeley?
I like the cutters too, but that stunner.
The cutters.
The stunner is the deal. I mean, they might not sell as many cutters this year, but they don't care. So
you never had a live scope, right? The Garmin version.
I mean, I have friends that got it, so I mean,
Yeah.
I boat with it and been amazed and giggled and laughed and was frustrated at the same time. But now we're past that now.
You've overcome that obstacle of giggling like a little girl.
Yeah, no, it's very. I see a question. Very comparable. Very right now. I was very shocked. So, and I'm with some people that now are using that instead of the Garmin. So yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and shout out to Ken, man. Ken is he always leaves the best comments on my videos. They're really long. They're really detailed.
Nice, Ken.
Yeah, good dude, man. I really appreciate that. So any other questions on here? I think we're probably down to like what we got 3% left, 5% left
soon. But I'm just sitting here holding on till I can. I don't even want to check because I don't want to you guys.
You don't want to jinx it. If you got any more questions for Chris, I can feel it's gonna come to an end sooner than we want it to. But
there was a comment a while ago that says chain rats never die; they just fade away.
That's right there from Tom.
We ain't gonna die. We just saw there it comes. I see it, Tom Mix. Yeah, no, we don't. I don't think we do. I know some of the old timers still fishing Wednesday nighters. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Those Wednesday nighters are fun.
They are.
Yeah, you got to get in those.
I just got to get off work sooner, man.
Yeah,
they've been working.
It's a mad rush, man. It's like a 5 o'clock start time. 5 to 9.
We're 4:30. So yeah, we roll. We try to roll as fast as we can.
But we're an hour from the lake.
We got an hour drive.
Oh, I got it.
So it's a 3:30 bolt.
No, but I try to. Everyone gets their day in and they go. So
okay, I got a question for you. I wrote down some questions, but we've covered most of this stuff, and I just kind of write some questions in case it doesn't flow, and it's been flowing like ridiculously.
Flowing like the St. Lawrence River.
Yeah, flowing like the St. Lawrence River. What is one of the toughest things about being a professional fisherman? Because most of us on here will never know.
One of the toughest things.
Yeah, like adjustments. I don't know.
I mean, adjustments to the you know what I'm saying? Our sponsors are awesome. They don't ask for much, but you got to stay on your stuff, and treat it as a business. So that, that was a little bit hard to adjust to. I just thought I could fish all the time. So that was a little bit adjustment. But as for fishing wise, you got to catch 5 and that up a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I can pick times in my career where I was bullheaded, catch 22 in Oklahoma, my rookie year, day 1. Life is good. Go out day 2, keep beating the bull, keep doing the same thing. And I catch 2 good ones, but I easily could have ran 20 miles down the lake and caught a bunch of 15 inches and filled out my limit. Hindsight 2020, all I needed was 9 pounds and I came in with 6 to go on to the next day and dropped 63 spots. You know what I mean? Like dumb stuff, So, I learned to adapt better. I learned to fish for a check when I needed a check. Learned to try to fish for the win when I could. And sometimes I had just shit luck and I didn't know what to do. Sometimes I was throwing so many different curveballs, found a bunch of fish schooling and stuff, and I can't even, pull a boat, last boat. And I get there and these guys are already calling on spot. I mean, I don't know. That's where the main thing that I'm trying to get to is decisions. Decisions were everything, and making the right decisions, learning to make those right moves, where the wind's hitting the best, just making good decisions. And I learned that. And I mean, I didn't always represent it or do it, if that makes sense, but I've learned, a lot over the last 4 years of ass kicking. So
that's the toughest thing about tournaments, man, is decisions.
Yep.
I mean, it's a constant battle. It's like, the age-old question: when do you stay? When do you go? Do you leave fish to find fish because they're not the right size fish? How long do you keep throwing a certain bait before you switch up? I mean, it's like it's good to know that everybody kind of has that little demon in their head.
Yeah, but the demons just get tough when you're doing bad. I mean, we can go into all the psychology of it all. This sport is a roller coaster ride for a pea-sized brain little creature that live without. So that is twisted already, what I just said. So you get what I mean? I love them. I love those little boogers.
Green and brown.
It's the weirdest thing, man. It's the weirdest thing. I told my buddy Jerry this the other day. We're out there fishing. I said, do you realize that I busted my ass to get off of work, drove an hour over here, spent gas, got all this tackle, all these rods, this boat and everything, and we're casting out into the abyss, a body of water, and we're hoping that some green fish is gonna swim along and bite this artificial thing. That's crazy.
I mean, we've got good at it as humans, man. We've got good at it.
Yeah, it's
sometimes I don't feel so good at it.
I hear you, but we have as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
Chance anymore.
I mean, technology helps a lot too. I mean, we went from exploring the bank to exploring
out in the deep abysses. You got a sound effects request, man.
This guy's great.
Set the hook on one of them Pickwick fish in the grass, man.
Yeah.
I like that Pickwick fish in the grass. That was more like
I like those. They come up pretty easy. Smallmouth don't like that.
Let's see, a couple more questions here. Jeremiah says, you ever fish any tournaments on the Plains River in Joliet?
No, didn't. I have a lot of friends that fish there. I mean, I've been there once, but never fished a derby.
Okay, here's one from Brandon. It says, you ever tried floating the new tube on a sea rig?
This guy ain't right. Freaking, this is a rat. This is a full-blown rat.
You smell a rat?
Yep. I'm gonna bring some. I'm gonna bring bubblegum ones for you on Wednesday.
Nice. Hey, that old pink, man, you never know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's a good kid, good young rat. He's accomplished. He's accomplished some stuff this year. Took a nice second place in the BFL. So
awesome. Congrats.
You got some old hippie love here.
Oh yeah, I love it. Thank you. Heck yeah, you know it. Got some gray in it though now.
At least it didn't turn loose.
Oh gosh. Oh geez.
It's not a fashion statement, I promise. It'd be longer than yours.
Here we go. Mike's got a request. He says, Gabe, you need Chris back after Smith.
Good point, Mike. You got a feeling for it. I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling grand. I feel like Smith's gonna be a good finish, but I think I'm gonna win grand. I just feel the Cherokee, the Oklahoma Cherokee Indian in me. I'm gonna rip it loose.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you budget money when you would go south with food and housing?
We were cheap, lunch meat, frickin' Johnsonville's. Or hang out with guys like Seth and the Johnstons. They made cuts. They bought me so many dinners. It was ridiculous. I owe them for life. So
that's awesome.
Mooch off the leaders.
So. Yeah, there you
go. That says a lot though for who you travel with, and surround yourself with good people, and you'll always be in a good spot.
Yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, cool, man. I think we covered everything.
Yes, everything. Awesome. You guys rock.
Yeah, man. I enjoyed it, dude. Thanks for sharing your time with us. I know you're a busy man.
Sure. Hey, you never know, man. What if after Smith or Grand life goes good? We should definitely get back on. You never know. I could be going to the Classic. You never know. I'm gonna ride this train as long as I can, boys.
Hey, man. Either way, dude, you're welcome on here anytime. It's been great. I feel like you know, if we could do a whole nother show for another hour and a half, 2 hours, completely different stuff.
I'm out of juice here. I don't even know what to do.
You're twitching.
There you go. Right there. Sit it up.
There you go. Foreshadowing. Bassmaster Classic.
I love it.
Know it. But you guys rock, though. I really, really appreciate this time with you guys. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your evening
to
not be calling dog breeders for a Pomsky.
Tomorrow we'll go. Trust me, I'll have messages when I get off here. But I can regularly plug the phone in and get to watching some HGTV with the old lady.
Right. Hey, check out that podcast, man. When you get a chance.
Tomorrow's I'm gonna do some weed whipping, so that could be a good one. So
it's good. It's worth your time. And then send me a picture of that crazy looking dog you're after. I will. I will see it. All right, dude. We'll let you go, man. Take care.
Very nice meeting you, boys, and we will talk soon.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Peace, buddy.
Chain Rats for life. Love you guys.
Later.
See you.
All right, man.
That was awesome.
Good stuff, man.
That was awesome. He's got so much energy, man.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It is fun. We'll do it again, hopefully.
For sure.
Later on down the road, I'll have him back on. And like I said, send me your email. Not email, but send me your shipping information, and I'll get the prize pack out to you after
Jeremiah
Chris.
Caldwell.
Yeah, after Chris sends the Berkeley stuff. That was cool of him, man.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
That was awesome.
And that was untalked about. He's just
that was definitely unplanned. So
yeah, so good dude. That was fun. I can't wait to go back and listen to all this. I always like to do that. Next week I got 3 more I'm not sure who's coming next week. I got three options. So we'll see once I get it dialed in. If you guys are new on here, though, we do this every Monday night at 7:30 Central. And appreciate everybody jumping on here. That was fun, man. There was a lot of good questions, very interactive. I thought there was a lot of good content. Chris, wish him the best of luck, man. He's a great dude, great fisherman. He's gonna go where he's supposed to go. There's no doubt about that. What else you got, man? Anything else?
Did you go fishing this weekend?
Did I go? I'm going tomorrow. I'm going over to Cedar. Yeah, we got the second to last Wednesday nighter tomorrow, so I'm going to go.
Is tomorrow an open or is it a qualifier?
It's a USA Bassin. It's actual points tournament, but it's Wednesday. But I'm going over there tomorrow to do some pre-fishing. I guess I got to get out deep. The grass over there's. I mean, we'd be catching a few fish out of the grass, but everybody's winning out deep. So I need to get out there and do my homework. I think I'm just gonna spend a lot of time idling tomorrow because it's gonna be so hot.
Well, you deleted all your waypoints.
I know, that was stupid. I even did a video on deleting.
I know.
Waypoints.
How long ago was that?
A year ago.
How many waypoints?
I got about 300 back on there.
Jeez. On Cedar or all over?
All over.
Okay.
Yeah, all over. Well, the problem is a lot of that stuff gets moved over there. I don't know if you've noticed that.
If
you go check your old. Yeah, exactly. You go check your old waypoints. I'm like, what was I marking here? There's nothing here.
Right.
And then finally I figured it out.
There's some of that stuff though.
They're dropping hooks over the side.
I'll share with you some of the stuff that's been there for years. It's a bunch of hardwood stuff that I've found. So I don't know if a lot of that stuff is washed in or if it's.
You said wood.
Wood.
All right, man. We're gonna shut this thing down.
It's getting deep in here.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys jumping on here and hanging out with us tonight. Hope you appreciated it. We'll hopefully see you guys on here next week. Same time, same place. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. And afterwards, another thing. Okay, 2 things. You guys are still on here. Great way to show appreciation for any of the guests that we have on here is to go to Chris Groh's Facebook and Instagram, like that. Say, hey, I saw you on the 10 Horse Monty, YouTube channel, and that lets them know and lets their sponsors know that this is worth their time because this is all free. Chris doesn't have to jump on here. These guests that we're having on here, they can just sit down and watch Netflix. They don't have to jump on here and share their time with you. So a great way to show appreciation is to go to their social media and like it and just leave a comment. Let them know that you saw them on this channel, and that means a lot to them, means a lot to their sponsors. And if you want to support this channel, if you're new, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and afterwards leave a comment. After this is all over, just leave a little comment. Great show, whatever. Let us know how you feel. That way it helps the channel grow. YouTube picks that up in their algorithms and all that stuff. It's just a little thing. It only takes a minute. Just leave a little comment after the show, and that will really help us up. But that's all we got for you. We will see you next Monday. Same time, same place. See ya.